I want to ask a very simple question. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. Now, what is good for Gujarat is equally good for Jammu and Kashmir, is equally good for Manipur, is equally good for Mizoram. All across the country, ethnic cleansing is happening in these states. Hindu temples are desecrated, destroyed in hundreds and thousands. Now, here, these state governments are Congress-run. Center is again Congress-run. What policy do they have for these states?
No.
And if this is going to be the policy of the law of the country, let this be stamped by Supreme Court. Let me ask for all temples to be reconstructed in Jammu and Kashmir, Manipur, Meghalaya, and all these places, gangs, and the kind of violence which is happening against Hindus across the country. Why do we segregate only when it comes to the question of?
Ma'am, the Narendra Modi, because the Narendra Modi government.
And why do we keep talking about Narendra Modi?
Because the Narendra Modi government. Because the Narendra Modi government had agreed.
Narendra Modi government chose the policy of what the policy of the central government and the country was, that so far as religious structures are concerned, government will not hand over any dole. Now, they will do for private property, they will do for commercial property, they will do for people who have suffered. Now, that is the policy of the country. Now, if you want to change that policy has to be changed across
as far as I know, Meenakshi Lekhi, as far as I know, the Narendra Modi government had agreed in principle to extend financial assistance to rebuild these places of worship.
They would have read the law that we cannot do that. We are bound by the what the law says. So they would have taken a backseat that this is not a precedent which we are supposed to follow.
No, I don't think. Yati knows.
We will be again questioned.
Yati knows.
We will be questioned again.
No, Yati knows.
It is a state-sponsored riot. It is a state-sponsored riot. That's why the High Court has ordered. Otherwise, no.
What about terrorism? And what about happening in Manipur?
Yati knows 1 minute.
It is not
1 minute.
State-sponsored. It is a state-sponsored.
I want to put it entirely differently. I am not on these temples and mosques.
Coming to
every state government has, every state government has limited financial resources. 1 minute, please. Every state government has limited financial resources.
Really?
And their concentration with this limited financial resources should not be temples or mosques, should be schools, should be potable drinking water, should be health, should be electricity. Let us not fight on reconstruction of temples or reconstruction of mosques. And that is what exactly Gujarat government is concentrating on. This is what exactly Gujarat government is concentrating on, that prompted state government to take the decision that this will be our priorities and not temples or mosques.
Mr. Oza,
out of 560.
Mr. Oza, Mr. Oza, let me tell you again why you are wrong. I'm sorry, but you are presenting such facts. Before I go to Tista and Mr. Bandukwala, I haven't even gone to Professor Bandukwala. Your state government did not table, Mr. Oza, the Human Rights Commission report that recommended compensation for places of worship on the floor of the assembly. You refused to place that on the floor of the assembly. Why did you want to hide the facts? As far as this case is, I can prove to you. I can prove to you that
it is the High Court's judgment. It is the High Court's judgment. I will not comment on it. But NHRC's report is required to be tabled on the floor of the Parliament. It is State Human Rights Commission's report which is required to be tabled on the floor of the state legislature.
That's so wrong.
I am very serious and very conscious when I am making this statement.
The state government,
that NHRC's report under any law state is not required to be presented or put before the state legislature. I am sure, look at section 19 or 20, I don't have at the moment.
No, you're wrong. I'll tell you why you're wrong, but first I'll go
to Tista. I am very sure there is no wrong perception. The report that has to be tabled of NHRC before
Mr. Oza, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Houses of Parliament and not the state.
Now let Tista speak. Tista.
Arnav, I have a huge respect for you, but you must have some equitable distribution of time.
Please continue, ma'am. Everyone completes on the same line.
I just want to say a couple of things. That I remember there was a decision, historical decision of the Jawaharlal Nehru cabinet sanctioning money for the reconstruction of the Somnath Mandir, which the BJP and the Jansangh has always applauded. Okay, now I am putting two things separately here. Gujarat 2002 was not about a historical quote-unquote right or wrong about the demolition of the Somnath temple. Gujarat 2002 was about complicity of the government in inaction post-Godhra. And yet the government says we are not responsible. Okay, now it has got to do as much about acknowledgement about what went wrong as much as about reparation.
Okay.
And I find it very difficult to imagine that a government that Mr. Yatin Oza said is so keen about saving money is so busy spending money on Modi's Sadbhavna, which is a political agenda. It has nothing to do with the development of Gujarat.
Okay. Now,
his personal agenda of Sadbhavna fast is at the taxpayers' expense.
1 minute. Now to Professor Bandukwala. Professor Bandukwala.
200 crore rupees.
1 minute.
Yes.
Professor Bandukwala.
Please.
I'll
just.
The Modi government.
See,
the Modi government says, Professor Bandukwala, we have paid compensation for houses, commercial establishment during the riots. We have provided inclusive developments. We cannot single out only religious structures. We cannot do it. We didn't do it during Akshardham. We didn't do it during the earthquake.
Can I just give you an example? Right outside the police commissioner's office in Ahmedabad was the mazar of the Wali Gujarati, who is considered to be one of the leading Gujarati literary figures. His only misfortune was that he was a Muslim. His bazaar was destroyed right in front of P.C. Pandey, who was the commissioner. He was the... Now, it was not only destroyed, it was flattened, and overnight everything, concrete was placed over it. Now, is it not our right to at least ask that Wali Gujarati, the mazar must be once again built up? Is it wrong? It is our right, it is our heart speaking up. It is after all our literally heritage. The heritage of not just people of Muslims, but even Hindus. What is wrong in asking for that? Go ahead, please.
Go on, Mr. Rosa. What is wrong in asking for that? It's the cultural heritage.
Look, when it's a policy decision, 1 minute, when it's a policy decision, state cannot deviate. If you want the state to deviate, where have you filed a representation or where have you gone to the state government with a request that as an exception, please do this? I mean, it's very easy to allege and make allegations. If state makes a single departure, its action would be challenged before a court of law. And when you want a state to make an exception from its policy, you make out a case before the state government. You can still make out the case before the state government. Why do you make a grievance before the media, which is unsustainable? You may be right, Mr. Bandukwala, in a given case.
The High Court is
but then have you drew the attention of the person concerned even once that make an exception to this?
Mr. Bandukwala, what exception? There is...
Yes.
1 minute, Mr. Bandukwala. Yes, Mr. Bandukwala.
Yes.
He may be right.
You know, you take the reverse case. What the courts have done is perfect. Take my own case.
Arnab, may I ask in one line? May I ask in one line?
After Professor Bandukwala, yeah.
I lost my whole house. Today it could be worth 3 crores. 3 crores. The government compensation was 4 lakhs. Is it fair? I would like to ask Mr. Oza. Is it fair?
Now you say this first time before the media. You make your case first time before the media. Have you gone to the state government with the details that this is the cost of my house? These are the equations on which, or this is the arithmetic on which I count this, and please look into it. And has the state government refused? Why are you making grievance before the media? You please go to the state government.
Mr. Oza, I'm not saying more.
Yes.
I can only say one thing, that 10 years ago your own views were very similar to mine. I have known you are against...
No, never ever.
Today you are speaking exactly. Today you are speaking exactly...
Now this is the only way, this is the only way that every speaker can corner me.
But
this is the only way that every speaker tries to corner me on every channel.
There must be some basis to it. There must be some basis to it. But I don't want to get into a personal issue.
Absolutely no basis.
No, I'm not getting into the personal.
No basis.
I'm not getting into the personal. My question is, Mr. Roza, and this is the point. Senior counsel Muchala argued that the NHRC had come up with 3 reports on the subject between April 4th and May 31st, 2002, filed annual report in 2005.
Agreed.
The government which you are supporting today accepted the NHRC's recommendations to extend financial assistance to rebuild or repair these structures. However, the Narendra Modi government never tabled these reports in the Legislative Assembly. It did not come up with any reasons for the non-acceptance of the report as per the provisions of the law. Once the state government accepted recommendations in principle, it should have got the shrines repaired. Simple point. Don't hide behind the law, Mr. Roza. Don't hide behind the law. You and Meenakshi Lekhi are hiding behind the law.
I am not hiding behind the law.
Can I come in? Obviously, it's a legal question and law has to answer it. There is no estoppel on such reports. One thing is very clear, the report had to be tabled in Parliament. The central government was Congress.
Okay, now,
there are various states in which Congress is acting. What has been the policy?